Hi, I have in front of me a professional 60m HDMI cable. This is an active cable. Normally we'll say with HDMI cables the maximum distance that you can run a cable is 20 meters, but by using active technology you can extend this to a much higher length, and in this 60 meter you really do have an extremely long run. We have it set up here and we actually have it working directly on a skybox. Now we've tested this in a range of boxes and there's a few unique features on this I'm going to talk about. But what we'll do here for the video is I'll just give you an overview of the cable itself, how it comes packed, and then we'll talk about some of the technical implications here. So it comes in this outer bag here, just slid it open, and you can see it's just marked 60 meters, okay? And it's a HDMI. So then I'll just move this out of the way, and what we'll do here is we'll see we have an input and an output side. And the first thing to note here on it is that they're labelled. So this, the input side is coming from the box. So what we have to do is we have to take the signal in from, let's say, a Sky or a generic HD receiver or Blu-ray or whatever like that. And this is the output side. Now, apart from, let's say, the HDMI here, we'll also note there's a USB inputs here. Now, you don't always need this. When we tested this using we'll say our generic high definition set-top boxes, it worked perfectly without any boosting. But when we used it, we'll say with some of the Sky boxes here, we found that it may need to be boosted. And this is why they've added in the USB leads here. So it's adding power into it. And think about why it's active. What it's saying is that instead of having to boost the cable every 20 meters with some type of external repeater or power source, what we're actually going to do is we're going to use the HDMI signal coming from the box. We have built in a series of amplifiers here every 20 meters. So here, and there's a second one here. And what it's doing is it's amplifying the signal and allowing us to extend it further and further, okay? So what may need to happen is that you may need to add a little bit of extra power in. And how do you do that? Via the USB ports. So if you took the example of the Sky boxes that we have here, there's a USB port on it and you can actually power it directly, or you could use something like an external USB power source, something that'll just give it a sufficient output to power it. So what I'm going to do here is, and you'll see that's on both ends, both on the TV end and also on the input side. The other thing to notice here is the cable is quite neatly wrapped and it's resealable using this type of Velcro wraps that we have on it. So what I'm going to do is just move that out of the way for a moment here and just say that how I set this up originally is, and I'm just going to demonstrate it here. What we had is, I have the HDMI still plugged in, but I'm going to remove the following cable. And the cable I'm removing here is the USB cable. So I'm just going to unfoil this here. And that's the cable I've just removed. So I've removed the extra boost on the box, and on the back of the HD or Sky box here, there is a USB port. So I'm just going to push this back in here, and now all of a sudden now it's got an extra signal boost, and the pictures just come back on. So it's really, really good in terms of what it can do. This particular cable here, we've tested it, as I said, on Sky boxes, generic boxes, all the rest of it. Right across the range, it works perfectly. With some additional technical special information on the product page itself anyway. But these really are a great addition onto the range, because there is times when people need to extend the cable a long distance. There's different ways you can do it over Cat5, etc. But to be able to do it here, have a single cable, roll it out and have it work so effectively and support, I would say, the 1080p picture quality is really, really impressive. So that's it anyway, an overview of the professional active 60 meter HDMI cable. Good.